Hey everybody, it's me, Kyle, and today we have a very, very special person. Somebody who I've been waiting to talk to for a long time, and I'm sure you guys can't wait to see her either. Samantha Martin. Hello,
Hi.
welcome. So, today we're going to talk about your life before the reunions, during the
Mhm.
reunions, and after the reunion, because I'm sure a lot has changed, right?
Yeah, yeah, a lot has. Definitely
Okay,
me as a person, I feel like I've done a 180.
yeah. For those of you who don't know, Sam was a part of a documentary that I made. That's arguably the most popular channel on, or a popular video on my channel, hands down. And that was more of a different perspective. And so I wanted to do a follow up, kind of like a spin off with Sam and her
Mhm.
sister, Selena. But unfortunately, with the COVID and scheduling and stuff like that, that couldn't happen. But I'm sure in the future, when more things happen, we'll be able to kind of make perhaps a spin off. But in the meantime, we'll get to know Sam today. Let's start from the beginning. So, because a lot of people, maybe because it wasn't clear in the documentary or they didn't read the description or whatnot,
Mhm.
you were actually taken away as a child
Mhm.
and not just given up for adoption, correct?
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, same with Selena.
right. But
Yeah.
you were you taken away first before your sister or
Yeah.
at the same time?
Yeah. No, I was taken away at 18 months. Selena was taken away at 2 months, I believe. Um, but I can't really remember. We
Right, of
didn't really
course.
talk about that stuff growing up. Honestly, they made our lives normal, like that. We talked about our birth parents when we got older, and I always called Deanne my mom. Like I always remember calling her mom and Steve my dad. Um, so to me, like for the longest time, I kind of forgot that I had a biological, like another family separate from mine. Um, until like we would talk about it. My mom would tell us little pieces and stuff, but she wouldn't really tell us why we were taken away. And I still really don't know. And honestly, I don't really care. It's in the past, and I'm never gonna really know the truth. So why really have the heartache on it,
Right.
right? And
Did
I've learned
you
that over the years.
Right. Sorry. Do you remember the time when Deanne, your adoptive mom, told you like, "Hey, you're not my real daughter," or like, how did that happen? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. Um, I kind of also, we all knew that we were kind of adopted. I grew up with three other siblings, and they're white, and Selena and I were Asian, and I grew up with white parents. I had a black stepdad, and I have another white stepmom, and it's awesome. I grew up just always knowing that I had another family, but it was just kind of like, you'll know when you know. And I don't really remember having that conversation. It was just kind of normalized. Like we would like for school, we would do stuff about Vietnamese culture, and my mom would bake stuff with us. Like I remember making this one type of bread for my school project, and so like I kind of knew she would show us pictures of Shelly and Hung, and the stuff that we had, and like I don't really remember it, but my mom, I believe, like would send photos to Shelly, and I don't know, like she would send letters and stuff like that too. But I just always known that there was always another family that was related to me, especially because my mom would always say, "You two are lucky, to be together." So Selena and I always said sisters by blood, but best friends by choice. And like we fought a lot, but we stuck together through a lot of it.
So you were adopted into a family with many other adoptee children. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
And tell me about more about your mom, Deanne.
My mom, Deanna, and Steve, my dad, Steve, adopted my brother, Daniel, who's 25, I believe, and my sister, Robin, who's 24, and my brother, Christopher, who's 24 as well. Um, and all three of them do have disabilities and from different ranges, and the spectrums are very wide. So it's kind of hard to say where they're at. which is awesome, but we don't think of them like that, which is, I think, the best thing because my mom just normalized them as normal people and we treat them as normal people.
Your mom, Deanne, I remember you guys telling me that she couldn't have children of her own, so that's why she adopted, correct?
Yeah, and she fostered a lot, and like she always talks now, especially because we're all adults. She would love to, foster teenagers and stuff like that, like preteens to help. She's always just talked about, especially because she's a social worker. She just,
Mm.
has the
Oh, that's
love and
awesome.
care for it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. She's awesome. No, I met her briefly during the reunion. I
Yeah,
think she's wonderful. Such a big heart to open up her home to everybody like that.
I think she really shows in me. Like, I think when people say, you're adopted, people sometimes get confused, like, because, people get to say, you have my eyes or you have my nose. But, growing up, my parents' personalities, grew up with me. And I feel like I'm a lot like my mom, Deanne, with a big heart like that.
hmm
She was an awesome mom raising us. She was a great mom and still is an awesome mom raising us because we're a handful.
During this time when you were growing up, did you ever consider or want to meet your biological family?
I hate to say this, but this is the honest truth. And I kind of forgot. I was in my own world. Selena and I deal, and my family have dealt with a boatload of, problems of life has thrown to us, and still is throwing to us. So I kind of just forgot about it, that I had parents, that I had siblings. I knew and I remembered. It just was in the back of my head. And the one day in December or November, I believe, Selena said, "Dude, I found our birth mom on Facebook." And it was early morning. I was on my way to work. And I'm like, "Not right now." And she's like, "Come on, add her." And then she's like, "I found Hung." And Selena had this need to really find Hung. And I guess we promised each other we would always do it together, that we would stick through it together. I said I would do it for her. Um, we added them that night after work. We went to Starbucks and we FaceTime Hung for the first time.
What
And
was
it
that
was
like?
wonderful. It was breathtaking. Like, it was a beautiful moment. We instantly cried. I wanted to videotape it, but honestly, like, it's a feeling that you just can't. You're just so stuck in the moment. And we talked for quite some time. And it was really great. We got to know him and what he was doing and a little bit about our past. Just us growing up, he showed us photos too that he had in his wallet, and that was wonderful. And then and then I added Shelly and I started building a relationship with her. Selena started really talking to Hung like every single day, and then, I almost immediately made plans with Shelly, and then I got too nervous because she lived in Kitchener and Hung lives in Calgary. She got too nervous, and I got too nervous, and I canceled, and then I said, okay, we can meet again. We went out for dinner together, and I came to her apartment. And then ever since then, we were like this. I came and saw her all the time.
And was Deanne supportive of this? Did you tell Deanne what was going on? Did you ever feel that it was kind
I
of,
lived, I lived with Deanne at the time for a short period of time, and I ended up moving out that new year. And on it, she told me she was wary of it because of the past and because,
the
what she knows,
circumstances? Yeah, the
the
circumstances. Yeah.
circumstances. And she just didn't want my heart to get broken or, me to go down a road that I shouldn't and that she was scared of. And unfortunately, I did. And, not that I'm proud of it, not that I'm grateful, but I am because it has pushed me to the person I am today. I have grown way much, like so much more than I was, a couple years ago when we met. Like the person I am today, and the person I was then, I can't even think. It kind of makes me mad that I was like that, but I'm grateful for it because those road bumps, made me who I was like today. I don't know. It pushed me to grow up, I guess.
Do you remember what you
Not that
said to
I'm
me?
grateful.
Do you remember what you said to me the first time we ever saw each other and spoke in real life?
Yeah, I just wanted to see my sister Selena. My goodness, I just wanted to see Selena and I needed makeup. I looked so bad. I
So to
was just
provide,
getting yeah, it was
yeah, no, no,
bad.
to provide better context. So what happened was, Selena, Shayla, Tommy, and I. Actually, Tommy came later, I think. But yeah, he came on a later flight. But we were already at the hotel, and then you came, and then I had to go fetch you because you didn't.
Hmm.
We wanted to wait for you to see Shayla, right? And Shayla was a Selena and stuff like that. So I had to coordinate, which people don't know this
Hmm.
by the way. But with the whole documentary, I coordinated a lot of stuff, including like getting Uber rides and like the logistics, right? Which
Oh
I
my gosh,
I hate to do.
it was a mess.
It
It
was
was a mess,
difficult,
and
but
if it wasn't for you, we went flying. But like, if we didn't have you, it would have been a huge mess, even worse.
it's hard because you have to pick certain places to do it that is
Hmm.
ideal, right? Like when
Hmm.
like you can't just meet at the airport, right? It's too full of people, it's hard to film,
Yeah.
or you need someplace private, right? And not just someplace
Hmm.
beautiful, but someplace quiet as well. So you came, I think your friend dropped you off or something like that, and you were in the lobby.
Yeah.
And then I came to get
Yeah.
you, and then you asked me something, and I said not yet or something, and then you're like, beep me, and I was
I
like,
spazzed a little
whoa,
bit.
I was like, wow, okay, nice to meet you, Sam. And but the thing though is that you were great on camera, even though we didn't know each other, but you already had this presence, this kind of confidence, this nonchalant aspects about you that you're like, well, I don't care. I'm just gonna, say it,
See me.
which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a very limited filter, right? Which is a good thing, especially for video purposes. But we'll talk more about like the various like behind the scenes stuff that people don't know in a little bit. So, okay, when you kind of reunited with Shelly and Home and stuff like that, did you have any expectations, or was it just for fun? Did you see them in your lives more?
After with Shelly, I saw a life with her possibility. With Hung, I saw a life that I was really scared that I wasn't gonna be, what he expects
Mm,
because I wasn't raised with like, Vietnamese culture. Growing up, it was always like, because we were half white. Um, it wasn't like we were distinct. There's always groups, we weren't with the whites, we weren't with the cool, you know what I mean? We weren't with the Asian, like, there's always those groups, and we were never designated. We always floated around. And we never really got to know our Vietnamese culture because we weren't really allowed to, not allowed, but
you didn't have the
the people
opportunity.
like us,
Yeah, you didn't
yeah,
have.
we didn't have
There's
the
no opportunity.
opportunity.
You mentioned that you were quite disappointed that you weren't able to meet the twins in the Caribbean, right? Why weren't you able to meet them?
Mhm. Well, it wasn't brought to me. It was brought to Selena, and I also wasn't in the position in my life to be able to go see them. And it was the best decision for all parties involved. I'm grateful that I got to meet them when I met Hung at the same time. It was a very fulfillment moment for me all at once instead of separate. Because the twins and I were building a really close relationship over social media anyways. Um, so that's why.
Do you remember who you were more excited to reconnect with, your biological parents or your siblings?
I was, that's hard. I was really excited to meet Thomas. Thomas
Uh-huh.
and I are really alike and we got along. Shayla and I are really alike too, but I think we're almost too much alike that we butt heads a little bit sometimes. And that's what comes with being with a family and learning everyone. And I want everybody to know that, not everything is, sunny skies and, rainbows. It's, really hard sometimes because we agree and say things that we shouldn't. And some people are more honest and raw and just straight to the point, and some people, don't always say that like that. That's me on my part. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very straight, cut to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
sometimes
absolutely, yeah.
I'll,
Yep.
I'll sometimes, baby you, but after a couple
Mm,
times, I straight to the okay, yeah, straight to the point.
straight to the point.
I guess,
Yeah, brutally straight to the point. Sometimes. Yeah, the whole babying thing.
but
I've never seen that.
I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better with that.
Okay,
Maybe, maybe I'm
maybe.
learning, but
Yeah.
it's a part of the process. But I was really excited to meet Hung too, because when we met him, I had the opportunity to, go back and live with him, and you know, we had a conversation after the documentary because I still was thinking it and considering it for quite some time. And as much as I wish I could have, and I would have, I'm grateful I didn't. I feel like it would have been a really hard time for us with the cultural difference. Even though I am Vietnamese, there is a big cultural difference. I wasn't raised like him. I'm not like other Vietnamese people. I don't know really anything about my Vietnamese background. Um, but I'm trying. I'm learning as I go. Baby steps, right?
Mhm.
I'm only
Mhm.
20, turning 21, right? I have my whole entire life to do this.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. It's equal parts. I think I was just really excited to meet and be with everyone. It was sad that, the fifth kid couldn't be with us. But it was just really special moment for everybody to be
Well, that
there
day will
for
come.
me.
That day will come. That way will
Yes,
come very soon.
hopefully
Just
soon.
these borders.
Hopefully
Please
soon.
open up, or Canada grant me a special media visa or something like that.
Something
Okay,
like that,
yeah.
please.
So okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told that
hmm
when Shayla or whoever came to you with this idea that hey, she wants to do a documentary, you were against it at first, right?
Yeah, because, I see me and I see our life, and then I see Shayla and Thomas's life, how they were raised, and just how, that I just didn't want the backlash, or I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect from it. And then, I really thought about it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I should do it. Why not? It's a one in a lifetime chance experience.
But
And
at
I'm grateful
but
at the time I was a little iffy about it.
right, and also you didn't think that it would get as many views as it did, right? You just thought that they would make it and just tuck it away, or or something like that, right? You didn't know that it would be
Have
on
it for my
YouTube.
family. Literally have it for my family. That's for me at least, to have. I just thought, and I didn't think it was going to be as, far. And it's kind of funny because, I had watched your videos before and I didn't even clue into who you were until like after the fact, right? We got had talking. Um, so
Oh,
it's just
that's
like I
right.
don't even
Yeah,
know,
that's right.
right?
So Sam has actually now I just remembered that now that you mentioned Sam's actually saw me first on I think like
hmm
Mark Wien's channel or like Food Ranger and that kind of stuff, right?
And the Food Ranger and yeah, Mark Wiens. And then I watched like some of your videos, but then that was like a really long time ago.
Right, right. And then suddenly, I'm in front of you and you didn't realize that it was actually me until much later.
True. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, yeah, I showed a picture of me and the Food Ranger together, and you were very like, "Whoa."
I was like freaking out because like that's who I watch. That's who I watch to like get to know my culture and food and stuff, prices and just, and then like
Gotcha.
I show it like I send the link to, Hung, and I don't know, like I just and then he tells me what is good and what isn't good. I don't know. I just have fun
Hmm.
and then I go to a Vietnamese place and I order it, even though
Right,
it's
right,
not even going to be as good as it is in Vietnam probably.
right, right. Oh, yeah. That's a great story. Okay. And so when you agreed to do it, do you think that the idea of meeting them and the documentary and something to look forward to, did that help you overcome these life obstacles that you were having at that time?
Oh, for sure. Like I realized like I'm the oldest sibling and I had to grow up and I couldn't keep doing this. I can't keep wasting time. And, you know, it helped me grow up. It helped me get out of it. And I'm really grateful for that. And that's something a lot of people can't and get, they don't have that to save them. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful to say that that saved me. It
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm. There were times when we were filming where I thought that you
hmm
were perhaps a little bit upset that there wasn't enough time with, let's say, home or all that, right? Do you think that
Hmm.
there was any? Do you think it was because that we were filming stuff? Do you think that it would have been any different if there wasn't a camera, if it wasn't film? Do you think it would have
Um,
been
I
better?
I don't know. Like I was upset. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I had him and then he left, right? I had him for 2 seconds. And it was like he's gone and I can only see him through a screen and that and yeah, like you could just take a plane, but it's not that easy, you know. You can't just stop life and stop bills like that. You know, you have to keep going. Can't pick up and leave. And that's what broke my heart. He just was there and then gone. And I like the video and I appreciate the video, but sometimes I'm like, I wish I had more time. Like, why couldn't he have stayed, like, you know, when Shelly was here? But yeah, you know, I understand the circumstances.
Yeah. I there were lots more crying than what I actually filmed. There were moments when I just had to put the camera down as well because I was crying as well.
Hmm.
Um, I think there was probably like 5 times more crying than what people saw on the video. And sometimes you just
And I
gotta put
feel
it
bad
down.
'cause we made a lot of people cry. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
exactly.
true. That's true. You made quite a few people cry. Um, but in terms of like the actual production of the video, I think when you watch, everything just seems so smooth and painless, right? Just going from one thing to another, one reunion to another, right? But the kind of behind the scenes aspect that people don't see is that we have to consider the location. So
Hmm.
even the spot where we meet home, that was just pure
Hmm.
luck because the hotel just happened to have a good spot. But we were so close to
Hmm.
the airport because I wasn't the one who chose this hotel. Because if it was up to me,
No.
if it was up to me, I would not have been near the airport for audio purposes, right? Because planes kept
Yeah.
flying over, but we just happened to get very lucky that we didn't.
Hmm.
It didn't affect us too much. Um,
Yeah.
but that was pure luck. And then I wanna talk about the craziest reunion, which was with Shelly, your mom, and everyone else because it was raining that day. I mean, like we actually had to go
Hmm.
scout a park first
Hmm.
to pick a great location, right? And I thought, yeah, we'll do it on this hill. There's a table. We can like I think I talked about getting hot dogs or whatever, right? And
Hmm.
then
Barbecue or
yeah,
something.
barbecue, yeah. And then we get there and it's pouring
It's
rain,
raining.
right? I
Hmm.
think when you and I went to pick her up, it was gloomy. It wasn't raining yet, right? And
No,
so
it was raining. No, yeah, and then it started raining.
then it started raining when we were in the Uber because we left Shayla, Selena, and Thomas back at the park. So what happened was when you and I were driving to pick her up, I had noticed a lighthouse, right?
Hmm.
And then that was the
Hmm.
backup plan in the back of my mind because the park was no longer a feasible option. So on the
Hmm.
drive back, Shelly never went to the park. We never went to Starbucks first,
Yeah.
right? So we
Hmm.
stopped at the lighthouse, and then there was a bunch of homeless people there, and then we begged them, and I actually paid them after the fact to, you know, be out of the shot, right? I mean,
Hmm.
don't worry, we didn't kick them out, and they weren't, soaking wet or
They
anything
said
like that.
we just asked like, you know, hey, like can we film here? And they're like, yeah, no problem. We gave them some change so they could go get some Starbucks.
Yeah, they went down. They went down across the
Hmm.
street and then underneath, so they were
Hmm.
dry.
Hmm.
And then you and Shelly waited there.
Oh, right,
Right.
right,
Yeah,
right.
and then with that same Uber, I
Hmm.
wonder what he was thinking of all
Hmm.
this, right? That then I went back to the park, and I wish I'd filmed this because when I got
Hmm.
back to the park, I didn't know we had no way to communicate. There was like I don't think the twins or anybody had internet or something like that, right? Or maybe I didn't, or actually I did, but for whatever reasons we couldn't communicate. Um, and I'm running around looking for them, and I have no idea where they are. So I'm like running and running and running, and I'm soaked wet too. And then I finally find them, and then we go, and that's when I film in the car when then Shayla says the line like "Mother Nature's crying too" or something like that. And then
Hmm.
after the fact, that's when we met, right?
Oh, right,
Right,
right.
and then yeah, it was a big logistical nightmare at times. Um, just the little things like even transportation, like Hong saying that he wanted to see his friends one day, just like out of the blue, right?
Mhm.
With not enough
Mhm.
planning, and it's just all those little things that people don't necessarily see. Like it had, like the timing had to be right. We had a plan. Okay, we're gonna eat here. We're gonna do this and that. So a lot of people think that it's like a smoothless transaction, right? But tell me this: what was kind of like the best thing about that whole few days for you?
I don't know, like just like I got special moments with each person. That was a special, like that was what was special. And I think with the filming, that's what was able to have those special moments because we were able to separate, right? Because you were filming also, but then we were also bonding, and Selena and Shayla would go off, and then Hung and I and Thomas would go off, right? So there was just a lot, like that whole entire moment, like just I got individual time with each and every one was special for me.
If you could have done it any differently, what would you change
Hmm.
about the whole reunion experience?
I wish I was older. That's all. That's all. I wish I was older and at a stage of life to be okay to, you know what I mean? Just at a better life stage and, have grounding to be okay if it's not going to be what it's going to be, I want it to be, and wish and dream. I have dreamed as, growing up, you would have dreams. I would have dreams, and Selena would kind of talk about it. There was a movie like about like princess protection, and we're like, maybe we're princess protection, and like dad's like this king, and like stuff like, just dreams, and not that I thought that for real life, but like there's, you just think that they're going to be this, and I wish I was older and at a stage of life where I was going to be, and I didn't have so much going on. I'm at a life stage where I still have a lot of growing, but I show a lot of maturity where, I'm still 20, but my life is just, 25, right? With the things that are going on with my life, the life that I'm living, I feel like I'm much older.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wish
no,
I was
you
older,
right, right, right. No, I understand. So you wish you were maybe more, maybe you had a better foundation, or maybe more settled when
Yeah,
you met them, right? Because
yeah.
at that time you were
Hmm.
kind of you were struggling with your own issues during that time, right? You had a
Yeah.
lot of uncertainty, and you didn't know, I mean,
Hmm.
just life, work, et cetera at that time,
Yeah.
right? There's so many big question marks, but now you're at a much better place.
Yeah.
You're more stable.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think, well, life throws me obstacles and throws my family's obstacles. Um, my family, there's so many, I have so many families I have to, no, I don't want to say attend, but you know, make sure I involve my life with them. And it's hard to jungle all of that as
Sure.
a 20-year-old, you know?
Right.
Um, but, I'm doing it as best as I can, I'm going through a stage of life trying to figure out who I am, what I want to do. And, most people are still, people my age are in college doing what they think they want to do. And I want to take it slow. I have my entire life and I want to, still follow dreams and, achieve goals at a right pace. I'm doing my schooling. I'm, laid off right now, but because of work, because I can't work because of the winter, right? But I'm doing really good. Like driver's license coming up, got my own car, I have a puppy. Um,
Yeah, you're making a lot of progress. That's
oh,
for sure. Yeah.
I'm making so much progress. Yeah. Making good money so I can have a good foundation for my future and
Mm-hmm.
for my dreams. And so if I do want to go to school, I can afford that and not have to like, be worried and stressed.
Right. Right. Now,
Hmm.
when it comes to the after the documentary,
Hmm.
the response, right? And I'm sure you've read the comments section, right?
At the
Why are
beginning I
you
did.
okay? Well, but my question is, why are you such a polar character? Either some people love you or some people hated you. It's always like that. It's other, and you've seen the comments down there.
I
Why is that?
read the comments at the beginning. Sometimes, I was blonde at the time and whatever, I played with colors and I still am.
No, but did it hurt? Like, did any of it get on your
Some
nerves
of
or?
it did. some of it did, but at the end of the day, I realized, why do I care? I made something, I got to do something so great. They're never gonna meet me, right? Everybody's different personalities, right? We're not all gonna be compatible, and that's okay with me. And if you want to say what you want to say, that's okay, because I say straight to the point what I want to say. So it was kind of like, okay, it hurt. Some of the stuff was big daggers. But then again, I was like, I am who I am, and I don't have to prove that to anybody but myself.
Well, I think I think you probably had more comments than anybody else, more comments about you than anybody
I
else.
stopped reading them a while ago. I get DMs a lot still, and I try to message people back as often as I can with the busy life that I have.
DMs about
But
what?
people just saying, like, your story was amazing. I'll post stories on my Instagram story, and they'll send it back, like, when are you getting this thing, are you doing another documentary? Or, your story was beautiful. My poor nails. My nail girl, at Fantastic Nails in Kitchener. If you're near Stanley Park Mall, go to her. In, Ontario. She watched our documentary, so I went there with my friend, and she watched my documentary. And then I brought Selena and my sister Robin, and they did our nails. And I go there all the time, and I just think, I try to, I don't know, build a relationship with people who do that, because that's awesome. She showed it to her whole entire family. Like, we talk, and, like, we talk about my dad, like, about Hung, and we talk about Shelly, and we talk about the siblings and everything. Like, build a relationship with them. And, I asked them about, learning about Vietnamese. She said she could get me set up, but, COVID. So it's awesome.
Right. So also all these people from all over the world just reach out to you and DM you and all that. But what did they say? Did anybody would anybody feel inspired or
Well, yeah, a lot of them did. A lot of them would share their story. I know one girl shared their story and said, like, it gave her the confidence to go meet her sister. And it was the same girl, like, she messaged all of us. And it was awesome. There's a bunch of people. There's so many. I can't even. There was, like, people from New Zealand who were sharing their stories about meeting their birth mom or birth dad or birth sister. I remember one that met their, like, entire family. They had, like, seven siblings. It was really cool. Like, I just would read them. I would read them, and I would always say, that's so awesome. Like, please keep in touch. Please, stay in contact. Things are gonna come up. Everything's a process. Life happens, but I don't know. I always respond.
and if anybody wants to follow Sam and give her more words of encouragement to make more videos, because I definitely think
Hmm.
you should make more videos on YouTube, on Facebook, etc., on social media, because
Hmm.
I think you have a great social media presence, a great camera presence, and I even talked about wanting to fly you to LA and go around fish stores, and we would do fish store videos, because I think that would do very
Because
well.
fish are so weird. Like, my dad has, like, a pond in his backyard, and they're kind of cool, but I think they're, like, cool but weird. Like, just like when we went in that fish store, like, wow, that's a lot of, like, the one. Wow,
Yeah, the flower horn with the bump on the head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was really intense for me. It took me a little bit. I needed
Yeah,
somebody holding my hand at all times. Yeah.
yeah. That I didn't
That would
put
still
that.
be
Yeah, I
cool
didn't
once,
really film that.
my borders lifted. Once I can do that, fly me. I mean, not even fly me out. I will come out
No, I'll fly
for
you out. I'll
sure.
I'll, I'll fly you out if we can go to a bunch of aquarium shops and
But we have to eat Vietnamese food.
yeah, easy, easy, easy. I'm from little Saigon. There's like a million Vietnamese people over here in this area. No problem. Don't worry about that. So, um, so those are some kind of so those are like the benefits, right? But do you
Hmm.
think there's any negative aspects about your participation with this documentary? Did you get besides those comments and whatever?
No, like, I don't. Me personally, no. Um, Other than, like, I just didn't care about the comments. I know, my other siblings, they read it, and a lot of them affected. I feel like when I read it about my siblings, that's what affected me most. That's what negatively hurt me most. Not what was said about me, but what was said about my siblings, because they don't know them like I know them, and I know what they say is not true on there. And, you know, me, we're all different. Me, I just in through 1 year. Sometimes I take it too much to heart. But if I don't know you, I don't really care.
And do you think you've helped people by doing this documentary?
I really do. I really do. I hope so, at least. People have told me it's helped them, you know. People have told me they cried multiple times, you know, and they still watch it and they cry every single time. But they say, you know, it was something so special that they felt it too, like just like us, and that's something great, you know. We get to experience it, but you know, not a lot of people do, and it's great that some people do, and they got to feel the feelings that we did in a sense. We got to show it to them. And you know, hopefully we can keep showing them, you know, our life, you know, help them in with advice and with current events and with, you know, just with everything going on.
How has the documentary or the reunion affected your life? Have you been recognized publicly? Have
Some,
you...
yeah,
Okay. Tell me
like
about that.
my nail lady. And then other than that, no.
Wait.
Sometimes.
Wait.
Sometimes, actually, yeah.
So your nail lady who knew you before the documentary saw the documentary?
No, no. I met her like after the documentary, like this, like 2020, like just like in the fall, I met her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know you from the documentary.
Really? She recognized you right away.
And we took
Wow.
a photo. Yeah, we took a photo
Wow.
together. She did my nails beautifully and still does. Right now we're quarantined, so you know my nails are looking a little ratchet. Things
Wow.
happen.
That's great. You must have felt good, right? When
hmm
you're like, "Hey, I know
Yeah.
you."
Then I brought Selena and Robin, and then we just talk about it. Like I'm building a relationship with her. Like, and but she's awesome. Like she's so awesome.
Yeah. Now, what about the rest of your life though? Like what are some positive changes that has resulted in, meeting your father and connecting with Shayla and Thomas? Has that put you on a different
Um,
path in life?
Yeah, for sure. Especially because, you know, everybody's, you know, adults now. We're living separate lives. It's hard to keep communication in that sense. We live in different time zones too. And, you know, I work really long hours. So it's hard to, you know, catch people at the right time. But we keep good communication in that sense. I wish they were closer and I wish I had the ability to go there as much as I could. But I can't. But once I can, like, you know, I for sure would. And, you know, I hope to one day move Hung and his wife home one day or be able to have a house so they can come and, like, fly here and they can stay here if they wanted to, you know. Um, I want to be able to have my family come here and know that they have a place to stay always.
If somebody is in a similar situation as you and about to meet their biological family or considering it, what advices would you give them?
Well, depends on the circumstances. You know, in my inboxes on, you know, all my socials are always there if people want to reach out because I love trying to help people to the best ability I could if I can give them. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you from my perspective and what I've been, you know, told with other peers and other people I look up to in my life. If I could give any advice, make sure you have a good, solid foundation and you're at a point of your life where you can be okay with them not, you know, being what you want them to be. And also, don't be doing it for the wrong reasons to fill a void or you feel like you need that. You know, make sure you love yourself and you're okay with yourself and, you know, you have all your problems kind of figured out in that sense. So things don't get tangled, I guess,
Yeah,
from my life experiences.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is great because when I was filming this, I didn't take it as an approach of like, okay, here I am just to make this documentary. I actually cared
hmm
about you guys a lot and about
hmm
home and about
hmm
the whole situation more than I
hmm
should, but that's just my personality. Like, I meet
hmm
people and I grow attached to them. And
hmm
so my biggest concern for you guys was I was worried that you might grow dependent, or you thought that Hong or Shelly would be your savior, like they would solve all your problems, they would fix
hmm
everything, you would all go back and be a merry happy family again as if none of the few years happened, right? So that was a concern for me because
hmm
I knew the issues and the struggles that you guys were going through, and I'm glad that the decisions that you made after the documentary, like you had an opportunity to move in with Hong, as well, right? And you didn't take that route. You're on another path now, and you're doing pretty well, as you mentioned.
Hmm.
So now you moved back in with Shelly.
Yes, I just recently did. There's some things, we're gonna keep a little, we're getting in place, and hopefully, it goes smoothly. It's, been a little rough, but we're making things work, and I hope I can be a supporter, for Shelly and everybody, I guess. I'm trying to give Shelly what she needs, and she deserves it. She's working hard for it. Um, and hopefully it works out, I guess.
So when are you gonna? Do you have plans to see plans to see home? Are you still close to him?
We,
Do you guys still talk
yeah.
on a daily basis?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just talked to him today. Um, Probably gonna talk to him before I go to bed. Uh, I was gonna plan to come up for my birthday, and then we were also gonna plan to go to Vietnam for over the winter because I'm off. But then COVID hit, and then he got married, and things happened. So hopefully soon we can go. But as of right now, I can't fly out there. As soon as I can, I will. I just want to mother and care for everybody, and that's what makes me happy. And I know a lot of people are like, you have to do things for yourself, but I crave doing things for other. It fills me like I fills me with happiness. It's like a dopamine, my mom says. My mom Deanne, she says it fills you with dopamine in that sense because I just love giving back to others. And if I can keep doing that, then I'm gonna, because that's what makes me happy.
What's another thing that people don't know about you? What's something about you that you'd like people to know? If I were to say the name Samantha Martin, what do you want people to think of?
You know, you
What do you
say
want to be
I'm,
known for? What do you want to be known for? If you were to leave a legacy one day, if you ever have children or, I know it's a deep question, I know.
if I could leave a legacy, just remember, don't judge a book by its cover. It may be all pretty and smiles, dolled up. Wow, that girl looks great. But on the inside, there's a lot going on and it's really tough every single day. Especially recently, things are tough. But you know, you get up every single day and you go through it, right? But don't judge a book by its cover. And that goes for everybody. You see homeless people, they're asking for money. You know what? Maybe don't give them money. Go into the convenience store and go buy them some food. That's that's what I like to do. If I always Thanksgiving this past Thanksgiving I did that. My Selena and I were out with our friends um, for Thanksgiving, and we went to the bank and we saw a homeless man. I didn't give him money, but there's a convenience store. I went and got him some stuff, and I gave him a bus ticket because you can buy bus tickets at the convenience store, and on he goes. Everybody's human, and they have a story too, and don't always be so judgeful in that sense, like judgmental.
Recently, you had some health issues, right? How are you and what happened?
I have a kidney infection right now, so we were supposed to film on Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday, I woke up and I was shaking, I couldn't walk, I couldn't even bend my back. Right now I'm doing better, so we're, 3 days later. I was in the hospital, I had to go back to the hospital. I'm taking my meds, I'm doing what I have to, trying to flush it out. It runs in, the family. Shelly gets them, Selena had one. And my sister Skyla has kidney stones, so it runs in the family. It happens. It sucks. Oh,
Are you doing
but
better
yeah.
though? You feel better? Okay, good. I was
Yeah,
very
I'm in
worried.
a little pain right now. I'm in a little pain right now, but I'm okay. I try. You just have to. I was on bed rest, supposed to be on bed rest for 2 days. I didn't do that. I still pushed myself. I have a puppy. She's 8 weeks. I can't be on bed rest. I have to be going all the time. There's things to do. I have to get things ready. My life can't just stop for 2 days. But I'm pushing through as best as I can. My dad always said what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and it's not killing me right now. I'm doing what I have to until the doctor tells me I'm dying. Then I'll maybe take a seat.
Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans and supporters or just viewers or anything like that?
Thanks for the support. Honestly, without you guys, we maybe wouldn't be making this video right now, but showing us that you cared, like, really helped me get farther. You know what I mean? You pushed me saying, I can do this. Some people saw me bad, I don't really care. But the people that did see me as good, it pushed me. They helped me get to a place, receiving all the messages, hearing your stories, showing saying your love and, getting to know each other. I think that just like pushed me and I have a girl on my Snapchat, and for a while there we were talking, and she was going through a rough time, and I was going through a rough time, and we just kind of chatted all the time, and that really helped me. So things like that. So thanks for pushing me. And if I can still continue building those relationships, please, please, please reach out. Like, I love it. I just love it, especially because it's lockdown. I'm not working. Like, please message me.
Okay. Okay,
But
and of
don't be
course,
weird. Don't be weird in that sense.
and of
I get
course,
some weird ones, and I'm like, please.
we don't have to go there if you don't want to, but of course,
I'm a 20-year-old.
it might give people more ideas. So for anybody who wants to reach out to Sam, everything will be in the description down below. Do follow her on Instagram because she's quite active on there, or will be. Uh, Maybe not that
Hopefully.
active, but yeah, you will be. You'll be more. Um,
Maybe I'll dabble soon.
yeah, no, but thank you, Sam. It was really good, talking to you again. I feel like I know you a little bit better, and I'm happy to hear all about your progress. Getting a puppy is a big deal. It is a huge
Hmm.
deal into
Yeah,
adulthood and
I know.
maturity,
Maturity. Oh my God.
maternity
She
and
has me going.
maturity.
I guess she's my
Um,
baby girl.
I mean, you are a
She
dog
drives me
mom now.
insane. I am a dog mom. But you know what? It keeps me in a routine. It's so great for my mental health. I'm putting her in training soon, so hopefully we can get her situated. She's a really smart girl. Like, she's great. I love her to death. Sometimes she makes me mad. She makes me mad sometimes. But honestly, a lot of people say your dog is a reflection of you, and I see that 100% with my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, well, thank you for joining us, and no, it's really good to see you again. Really, I haven't seen you in real life in over probably almost 2 years now, right? It will be. No, actually, it's a year and
Yeah.
a half. It's a year and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah, year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh my God, time flies.
Yeah, time does fly.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I've lived so many more years than, like, I feel like 2020 was four more years into four
Mm-hmm.
sections for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again, Sam.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so good talking to you, and I'll see you when I see you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you when I
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully soon. We gotta make some videos and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully more. I'll look
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good seeing you, and I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, hopefully too. Work starts on Monday, so I better start feeling better.
Oh, snaps. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll let you go rest some more, and have a good afternoon over there.
It's evening. It's like dinner time. I gotta make dinner, feed my
Oh,
puppy.
snaps. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm California time. 3 hours before you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your dinner and say hello to Shelly again, and goodbye to Shelly
Okay, I
again.
will.
Okay. All
Okay, I
right.
will.
Goodbye,
Okay,
Sam. Thank
bye.
you.